Hello guys, this is Lit here. So in today's video, I want to share with you how I farm my Headhunter in 2 or 3 days. So on the first 2 days, I just focus on finishing all my Athos progressions and get all my Whatstones, open all my favorite slot map. And then after that, I was thinking about essences because at that point I do have 3 4 essences. So what I did is I put in a bunch of essences like this, and I have this one which increased the essences in area 1 tier higher. And this basically guarantee you to have deafening essences if you do it on at least yellow map. And this is because there is a node in Athos passive amplified energies. It will guarantee the essences to have at least one essence at highest possible tier. So at tier 6 yellow map, you will guarantee one streaking, and with this scarab, that's streaking basically guaranteed to be deafening. So with this setup, basically the idea is with these 3 scarabs, we're going to have 6. From Kirak mod, we're going to have another 2, that's 8, and 1 from the other 3, so we have 9 total essence. There is also a node in the tree which called Crystal's Resonance, and this basically make every time you kill an essence, there is a chance the essence is going to transfer to boss. So the map boss in the end will have like 5 to 6 essence mod, and when you kill them, you're going to get essences. And most of the time, you're gonna get deafening. So based on the testing, based on the small sample of my testing, I'm averaging around like 13 to 15 deafening per map, and at that time, deafening essence is around like 4 to 5C. So let's say it's 4C, and times 13 is like 52C per map. And the cost for the scarabs at that time, this essence is pretty cheap. It's around 3C, and this one is around 20C at that time. So combining all of this around 30C for like 29C for the cost. So you definitely profit from that one, and I end up doing this for a while, and of course after that the price of the scarab just go up, and not necessarily because of this strategy, but because there is another strategy which I don't see at all, basically using essence scarab of ascent. And also there's one more scarab, that essence scarab classification, that's basically make your rare enemy in the map become essence. And with 2 scarab of adversaries, you add a lot of rare monsters into the map, and all of them become essences. So you get a lot more essences than my setup. Actually, I don't really know how this works. There's someone says that it's 8, but there's also someone say there's 16. So I don't know which one is right. But putting these 2 and that one, you basically get a lot of essences. They make a lot of money, and at some point somebody catch up with it, and in the end, essence scarab of ascent going up in price. I think it's go up to like 40 to 45C, and I stopped doing essences. And after that, I moved to the original plan, which is going legion. So with the legions, I still have 3. This is the tree over here. This is the tree that I end up with. This is not beginning like this. I used to take shaping the mountain. I take shaping the skies for the map sustain, because I don't have that much resources to put into the map yet. I'm still using Nico. So there's the tree is a little bit different than this one, but the core of the legion is the same. I will talk more about this bottom tree over here, because there is a strategy that are very degenerate, where you can basically just abuse the legs mechanic until you get the divine. So back to this one, the Ember actually there's few of them that are worth a lot of money. So number 1 is Frog, the second one is Red, and the third one is Midsack. So with these 3 Flame Embers, each of them worth like 80C to 1 divine. So it does worth quite some. So taking this is actually not that bad enough. It's not that bad of an idea. Especially I'm also already parting to this in order to take Scenic Exarch. So and then I farm legions a bit until I can get Inspired Learning. And with Inspired Learning, the progression on Legion become faster and faster, because with Inspired Learning, you basically can steal one of the buff from the rares, especially like a mini Headhunter. It helps the card to survive, deal more damage, and so on and so forth. And then after this, after doing some Legion for a while, and I start to realize that Legions is not as powerful as Last League. Last League, when you use Legions, you get a lot of Divine Orbs. Now you get a lot less. And this Legion is still good. I mean, this is basically still the strategy that earned me my Headhunter, but it definitely not as powerful as Last League. So I try to find another one. So I try Harbinger and Beyond. It looks good. I do drop more Scarabs because Scarab is also one that I really want to farm early on because that's enable you to choose the map more. With Harbinger and Beyond, the problem is it's getting way too rippy with the Harbinger boss. Especially if I put Delirium on that one, the map is really, really rippy. So when I realized that one, I just, okay, I'm going to stop doing Harbinger because this is just, I just don't have the power to do it yet. There's no point on wasting time on that one. And then I go back to Legions. I do try some modification where I take Legion and Beyond. So I take some of the Beyond node to get more monsters. So the idea is with more monsters, you get more loot, you get more map, you get more Scarabs. And in the end, I stick with Legions. There is one other strategy that I try at the end, which is Strongboxes. This is pretty fun. So for the Strongboxes, the idea is using these Scarabs. This is especially Monster Treasure. So what Monster Treasure is, every mob in your map is especially inside the Strongboxes. So you're going to get a lot of Strongboxes from this. And then with this one, you basically have a chance more likely to have rare variety. And this is like Cartographer, Arcanist, and Diviner. So Cartographer for map, Arcanist for currency, and Diviner for divination card. This one basically to give a chance for Strongboxes to open again, and this actually stack with this one. On the tree we have 16, with this one is 15, so you have like around 31% to open for a Strongbox to open again. And this one is increase the effect of the explicit in the Strongboxes. And the first time when I tried this one, it's really expensive, so I just tried. I think I just need to buy some of this. I already have few of this one, so I just tried a bit, and it's kind of cool. But it's a lot more RNG, of course, because you're opening Strongboxes, and if you can open it multiple times, you're basically winning to checkpoint again and again. But it definitely works, as not long after that, the price of the Scarab just go crazy. So. And then there's also a mini version of it where you're using ambush Scarabs. I think this is one for a Grimlo video. So I tried this one with this tree. Basically, what I did is I'm putting two Strongboxes and one of the discernment. This is going to give you rare varieties. 15% chance for Strongbox to be open again. So I'm using this 4, and the result is actually pretty good. You get a lot of, there's a duplication defined because there's a 3 node here, Vault of Mystery, Conceal Logistic, and Backup Case. And this especially just duplicate your Diviner, Cartography, and Arcanist, which is what these Scarabs are going to give you. And this strategy actually pretty good, but at that time I just think about it like, this is a little bit too RNG, and I decided to like, okay, let's go back to something a little bit more stable, a little bit more consistent. And I end up going back to Legions. First day, I get like somewhere around like 10-20 div. And the second day, I'm actually putting more Scarabs in. So I'm running this Legion tree with for Legion Scarab. I also tried these variants, but at that time, the Legion Scarab of Officer is really, really expensive. So I just basically put for Legion Scarab into that one. So I basically in the map I have like 6 Legion. This is my strategy until I get a Headhunter. And there is also another strategy which you do not need anything on the strategy except this this node over here. And this is basically let me open the map here to show some examples. Let's take the Toxic Sewer. And this is the reason why I don't have any more red map other than Dunes and Toxic Sewer. So what usually people did is they put in the map, they activate, and they look for a Divine. So if there is a Divine here, let's say there is a 6 chance to drop a Divine, what you do is you're going to put frogs. I don't have frogs. Basically, you put frogs into here, and then you find the frog and kill the frog. You're going to get a lot of Divine Orb. There is also another one where something like this, stronger monster in the pack get a certain chance to get Divine Orbs. And for that one, you're using Emperor of Midsex. This also going to give you a lot of Divine Orbs. So basically what people did is they just burning map over and over again until they find the Divine Orbs modifier. And after that, they just put things in according to whatever mod in that one. So this is what people call it a Degenerate strategy, but I mean, it does give you a lot of define, and if you have a lot of red maps, I don't see why not if you need the defines. But for me personally, I tried a little bit. I get around like 20 defines, I guess, and I just stop because it's getting really boring really fast. Because you just put it in the map, enter, there's nothing on here, just open the map and you put in a new map again, and you keep repeating this until you get the define off. That's basically what's going on, and that basically all the strategy that I did. So I end up buying my Headhunter, and I still have some leftover from selling all the fragments, all the scarabs, and all the emblems. The emblems doesn't worth that much this league, but it's still a little bit of money. And since even in last league, emblems is not a big part of the profit. The big part of the profit is number one is your incubator. The priority will be always in Ornate Incubator, Definer Incubator, and Skilling Incubator. And usually the most money making is stock decks and all the bubblegum currency. Like for alterations, this is 540 for one div. This is very expensive. I don't know why, but alterations, this click is very, very expensive. 540 is even more expensive than fusing. Fusing is, I think, it's around 600 for one div. And in Dune, you have a definition card. You have this definition card which gives to 20 alterations. And also, you have Imperial Legacy. This is 6-link bow, and you sell it to the vendor, you get fusing. And that's how I get most of my money. And also from Nico, there's a social remorse. Let me see if I can find that. This one, social remorse, this is from Nico. And also selling a single resonator from Nico is also a lot of money, especially one resonator from one chaos. Now the price is going down a little bit already, but at that time it's still pretty good. And then I also have a lot of fossil from legions. So this is the thing about legion. If you want to do legion, you kind of have to liquidate all this thing. Usually I wait for it to pile up for a while, like at least like 20 each or like 40 each, and then start to selling them in bulk. Because you always get more price in bulk. With like Definer, you get a lot of stack decks, and this give couple of Define. It's not as crazy as before, but it still give you Define. And also another thing that you will sell a lot is Eldritch Ember. This is because I'm using Searing Exarch. This is the red one, and this one is sold very, very fast early on. People using this to people often using this on the gear. So this one sells really well. And then this is a result for me farming a little bit of Beyond. I do try Beyond a little bit. It's fun, but ultimately it's making the map a lot creepier, and I really do not want to waste time dying too much. Yeah, this is all bubblegum currency. Like regret, you're going to get a lot of regret. You're going to get a lot of unmaking from the Syrian Exarch, and you're going to get a lot of scouring, instilling orbs, Gem Cutter Prisms. All of these sells very, very good early on. So able to liquidate these small things is going to give you a lot of divine. Legion also going to give you a lot of scarabs because of this node over here, the amplified artifacts, and this basically make your rare monster more likely to drop scarabs. And Legion have a lot of rares, so meaning that you will get a lot more scarabs. And then there's also invitations. This one is like 30c each. I don't think the small one worth anything. So for the scarabs, you can sell it manually, but I would recommend sell it bulk in TFT. I mean, it's a little bit inconvenient, but I really don't see anything else after that, because selling this one by one is a really pain in the ass. So yeah, I think that's all about the Atlas strategy that I use. That's all the currency that I do. And I end up sticking with Legions, with these 4 Legion Scarabs, and this is the 3 that I use. This is the final 3 that I end up with. I'm very happy with it. It is profitable, but like I said, it's not as powerful as last league. The next one is for the build. This is probably the last update I will get for the build. I not even get a 6-link yet. So this is a 5-link bow. I craft this bow, get a little bit lucky. I got tier 1 and tier 3, almost 1000 LA DPS. This have enough damage to clear most of the T16s. Very, very fast, very, very easy. I craft this one. I just basically looking for a cheap base with a crit multi fracture on it. So I'm basically just spamming Torment, Anguish, or Suffering. And all of them in Quiver, it give flat damage to attack, and that's basically help with the DPS a little bit. And in this one, I use a lot of unique. I go back to shit on dust because for mapping, the rainbow is just too good. Now I use 2 taming. This is very convenient ring. It gives you elemental resistance. It gives you a lot of damage. It gives you a chance to shock, freeze, and ignite. Really, really good. Amulet is still the same. Hide is truth. My body armor is still the same. And the boots the boots is probably the one that I crafted. I find fracture strength very cheap. I think it's around like 5C. This is because I need to keep my avoid elemental elements, so I have elemental element immune. And how I do this is especially using striking essence of loading. It is going to give you avoid elemental elements from the boots, and I basically do it until I get some decent resistance just to keep my resistance. And craft of movement speed, and I call it a day. This gear is not hard to get. All of them is super cheap. There's a few expensive stuff, of course, the Inspired Learning, I already styled it. I'm also getting this large cluster. This is like 1 div. It's not too expensive, but it's definitely worth to buy it. It's a lot of crit, a lot of damage. And I buy Ancestral Vision. This is probably another thing that's expensive about this build. This is around 3 to 4 div. And this is the one they're going to give you elemental elements. So even if cost like 3 to 4 div, but in exchange you are very safe, you get a lot more tankier. So highly recommended this one. This is the Forbidden Flesh. I'm still using Assassins. I'm not buying anything new. And then for the Corrupted Blood, now I'm using Flask because I'm running out of socket. And the tree is basically still the same. Like I said in the previous video, this whole bottom section here is gone. Now it's going into this large cluster, and this area here I get a little bit more life. I get around 3000 life. This is more than good enough. That's about the build. The setup is works. I leave a POB in the descriptions. The next one is I want to talk about what I learned from the link mechanics. So number 1, so you open the map, you're going to have something like this, and you need to pay attention to pack density. And the height, usually the one on the top is the most common one. So this is like basically the monster that are going to be the large population of the map. If you get something like this, chance to drop additional chaos, you want to put it on the top. It's going to give you a lot of chaos orb, and basically it's just trying to put something on the top like this. Unless you have something like this, you have 50% more pack size, but the pack density is low, so there's probably not that many monsters of this. This is basically about this one, and the All Flame Ember, there's a few good one, like Abyss is pretty good. And if you found something like this, final pack spawn named the Seer of, you really want to take this one, maybe you get the jackpot and you get something good. So another thing is also, this one, I completely miss it. I thought this one is just blocking a mechanic, but apparently it's also blocking a Scarab drop. So like this one, if I click this one, I will have no chance to own an Abyss, but I also cannot drop Abyss Scarabs. That's basically remove the Abyss Scarab from the pool, which is really good if you want to for farming like specific scarabs. You cannot guarantee specific scarabs, but you can increase the chance to more likely to have a certain scarabs. And also this node over here, this node is actually pretty good. I expect it to be not that good, but after trying a little bit, this is actually not that bad. I end up having a lot of Harbinger and Ambush because of that node. I will suggest try it out and let's see if you like it or not. But for me, in my opinion, based on my testing, this is quite good. At least it's performed a lot better than I expected. The next one is this one. This increased default modifier, and this is especially what I'm talking about, the Degenerate strut. And if you want to do the Degenerate strut, you have to take this node. And for mapping, I am really conflicted, but this is basically like a jackpot. Like if you get Divine, this feels good. If you're not, like this is okay. It gives you a little bit of loot here and there. It gives more rarity, more quantity. So it's definitely not bad to put, but how good it is, I'm not really sure. And the more interesting one is over here with Eternal Torments and the All Flame Embers node. This will increase your chance to get all Flame Embers, since I found that there's a few of them is actually good, like a Frog, Rat, and Mixed set. So I definitely recommend taking this node over here. So I think this is that's all I have for you today. That's all the artist progressions. That's what I've learned so far into the league. I haven't touched the crafting system. I'm not a crafter guy. So I'm not really excited for that one, but they do make a lot of improvement to the link mechanic. Maybe it will be good now. And in terms of what you can expect from me for the next video, is most likely will be a currencies video. So I will try bunch of scarabs. Number 1, I want to try Harbinger and Beyond, because I think it will give you a lot of scarabs, a lot of map. And for me personally, I'm most excited because it gives me a lot of scarabs, because I really want to pile up as much scarabs as possible. so I can try a bunch of different things. The second one I kind of interested is rituals. I do take rituals last league, but it's more like a side mechanic. It's not really a main mechanic. I think in few league backs I do try ritual and it's really not that bad. I'm looking forward to try it again, and since we have all the new scarabs, I really want to try them out. So in terms of content, that's probably what you can expect from me, and if you want that kind of content, hit the subscribe. And once again, thank you everyone for watching. I really appreciate it, and if you have any questions, leave it in the comment below. I will try my best to answer it, and I will see you in the next one.
Nothing more to give. Can I not have it in my name? Nothing